Many players make the same mistake. They blindly copy a pro build in every match, and then wonder why they can't stay alive or deal enough damage. The truth is simple. Items are situational. The pro builds you blindly follow, even they don't use that same build in every match. They modify it based on the match situation. Outside of a few core items for your hero, the rest of your build must adapt to the match situation, your opponents, their heroes, and the items they're choosing. That's why I'm creating the greatest item guide in Mobile Legends history, a 3-part series covering defense, attack, and magic items. I'll explain everything in a way that even a brand new player can understand, while giving others the depth they need to dominate. When you finish this series, you won't just follow builds, you'll become an item god, countering every enemy with the perfect choice. Welcome to Immortal MLBB. This is the first chapter of the Greatest Item Guide series, and today we will deep dive into everything you need to know about defense items and how to counter all kind of damage in Mobile Legends. Before we talk about specific item, you need to understand the 3 main types of damage in this game. Physical damage, the basic attack and skill hits from most of the marksmen, assassin, and fighters indicated by red color damage text. Magic damage, the damage dealt by all the mages, and few other heroes indicated by purple damage text. True damage, the most dangerous of all, because it cuts straight through defenses. Few heroes out there and items can trigger this type of damage indicated by white damage text. Physical damage is countered with physical defense items. Magic damage is countered with magic defense items. And true damage? There's no direct counter to it, but I'll show you smart ways to reduce and outplay even that later in the video. Let's start with physical defense items, and first up is Dominance Ice. You'll notice almost every tank and a lot of EXP laners pick this item, and there's a good reason. Every item in Mobile Legends gives you 2 kinds of stats. General stats, the raw numbers you always gain. Unique passives, special effects you only get once. Take Dominance Ice as the example. Its general stats are plus 250 hit points, plus 55 physical defense, and plus 5% movement speed. If you bought 2 Dominance Ice, you'd double those numbers, so you'd have plus 500 HP and plus 110 physical defense. But the unique passive only applies once, no matter how many times you buy it. Dominance Ice actually has 2 unique passives, which you can understand by this example. Here I gave both of the Layla same build and same level, but difference is one dummy has Dominance Ice and the other one has nothing. Now you can notice that the dummy with the Dominance Ice is lowering Layla's healing to 60% and attack speed to 80%. It counters heroes who rely on healing or lifesteal like Florin, Angela, Rafaela, Alucard, Dairoth, Alpha, Uranus, Yuzhong Harit, Esmeralda, healing lifesteal items like Guardian Helmet, Hossclaw, etc. In bonus, it also reduces attack speed of opponent, making it a must-buy for almost every roamer and many EXP laners. Next up are the other 2 common physical defense items, Antique Cuirass and Blade Armor. Antique Cuirass gives plus 920 hit points, plus 40 physical defense, and plus 4 hit point regeneration, but the real power is in its unique passive, which you can understand by this example. Here both of the Lapu is same level, but one dummy has Antique Cuirass and the other one has nothing. Now you can notice that the dummy with the Antique Cuirass reduced Lapu's skill damage significantly. Every skill hit reduced Lapu's damage by 6%, which can stack up to 3 times, making it 18% damage reduction at 3 stacks. Perfect for countering skill-based assassins like Saber, Hayabusa, or Fanny. Now for Blade Armor. It provides a massive plus 80 physical defense, the highest flat physical defense in the game. Its unique passive does 2 big things, which you can understand by this example. Here both of the Moskov has same build and level, but one of the dummy has Blade Armor and the other one has nothing. So you can notice that the dummy with the Blade Armor is reducing Moskov's critical damage by 20% and reflecting the portion of the basic attack damage back to Moskov, which means Moskov is also damaging himself by attacking the dummy with the Blade Armor. The higher physical defense, the higher portion of the damage will be reflected back to Moskov. So here's the quick takeaway. Antique Cuirass counters skill-based physical damage. Blade armor counters basic attack marksmen and crit heavy heroes. Next up is Brute Force Breastplate. This one is perfect for XP laners who like to trade blows and stay mobile. It gives plus 800 heat point, plus 20 physical defense, and 10% cooldown reduction. Already a nice mix of tankiness and skill spam. But the real power is in the unique passive. This example will clear how this item really works. Here, after hitting any target with a skill or basic attack, you can notice a passive stack with timer appears. This stack keeps rising for 4 seconds, and the timer also stays for 4 seconds. If you want the stack to be max, which is 6 stacks, you have to hit any target again within 4 seconds of the first hit, which will reset the timer, and you will reach at max stack. If you want to maintain that 6 stacks, you have to keep hitting a target within every 4 seconds. Now, why do you need to maintain those stacks? Well, each stack increases your physical attack by 8 and your movement speed by 2%, which means at max stack you gain plus 48 physical attack and 12% extra movement speed. This is not the end. When you are at max stack, you will also gain 25% control immunity, which means when enemy stuns, you will stay stunned for 25% less time than normal. This is why it is a good item against high crowd control team for sustained fighters who can keep hitting a target in every 4 seconds, and maintaining the 6 stacks they can reduce CC duration and gain extra movement speed and attack power. The next defense item is Thunderbelt, and this one works a little differently from the others. If you decide to buy Thunderbelt, you have to make it your very first item. That's because it has a stacking system that permanently increases both your physical defense and magic defense, the more you trigger its effect. Let's look at the base stats first. Thunderbelt gives you plus 600 hit points, plus 15 physical defense, plus 15 magic defense, and plus 20 movement speed. A nice balanced spread that keeps you tanky while moving faster around the map. But the real strength is in its unique passive. Every 4 seconds, your next basic attack is enhanced. That hit deals true damage based on the extra physical and magic defense you've gained from your items, and it briefly slows the enemy by 99%. On top of that, every time this enhanced basic attack hits an enemy hero, you permanently gain plus 1 physical defense and plus 1 magic defense. You can see when the basic attack is available in the passive indicator icon. When you use a kind of hero who has a basic attack effect which can hit multiple hero at the same time, you can get multiple stacks with the enhanced basic attack. For example, Kaja and Badang. Kaja's passive enhance attack can hit multiple hero, and Badang's first skill, which has basic attack effect, can also hit multiple hero. Suppose you hit 3 hero with that basic attack effect at the same time, you will get 3 stacks of Thunderbelt. That's why Kaja and Badang can stack up quickly with Thunderbelt. Now, Thunderbelt isn't for every hero. It shines on roamers like Kaja, Kufra, and Badang as their playstyle allows them to poke enemies constantly, beside they have ranged basic attacks, which allow them stack faster and trigger that passive consistently. Some EXP laners can make great use of it as well, and a few junglers can try it. But junglers often find it harder to build stacks since they spend a lot of time farming instead of poking enemy heroes. So remember, if you want the full value from Thunderbelt, buy it first. Hit enemy heroes in every 4 seconds and watch your defenses climb throughout the game. There are 2 main magic defense items out there. You have to know which magic defense item you should prioritize in which situation. The first and most important magic defense item you need to know is Athena's shield. This is the #1 counter to heavy burst mages like Luoyi, Farsa, Kagura, and Eudora, and it's also excellent against magic damage assassins such as Guison, Amon, and Karina. Athena's shield gives you a solid set of base stats, plus 900 hit points, plus 48 magic defense, and plus 2 hit point regeneration. That's already a great chunk of survivability, but the real power is in its unique passive. Here's how it works. Whenever you take magic damage, whether it's from an enemy skill or a basic attack, Athena's shield immediately reduces all magic damage you take by 25% for the next 3 seconds. And that includes the very hit that triggered the effect, which means the burst that sets it off is instantly reduced. There are a couple of details you need to keep in mind. Once this effect is triggered in combat, it can't activate again until you leave combat. After you've been out of combat for about 4 seconds, the passive will reset, ready to protect you again the next time a mage tries to kill you. So, when you're facing a team with strong magic burst, make Athena's shield a top priority. It can be the difference between getting one shot and surviving long enough to turn the fight in your favor. Not every magic damage dealer is a one-shot burst mage. Some heroes melt you down over time. Think Chang'e, Valir, Natan, Gord, and other sustained damage specialists. Against them, Athena's shield isn't enough. For continuous magic damage, the better choice is Radiant Armor. Radiant Armor gives you excellent base stats, plus 950 hit points, plus 40 magic defense, and plus 12 hit point regeneration. Already a solid foundation. But the reason this item shines is its unique passive. Whenever you take magic damage, Radiant Armor grants you extra magic defense for 5 seconds, and you can stack this effect up to 6 times, gaining a stack every 0.4 seconds. That means, the more constant magic damage you absorb, the higher your magic defense climbs, letting you reduce damage what would normally burn you down. In practice, this turns long fights in your favor. When a Chang'e use ult or Valir tries to wear you down, each damage just makes you tougher and tougher. Instead of being overwhelmed, you actually become harder to kill the longer the fight lasts. So, if the enemy team is heavy on sustained magic DPS, make Radiant Armor your top priority. It's the perfect counter to heroes who rely on continuous magic damage, letting you stay in the fight and turn their own pressure against them. Next up, we move into the realm of utility items, gear that isn't built just to block physical or magic damage, but to amplify your hero's unique strengths. These are the pieces that add mobility, cooldown reduction, or special passives that can completely change how your hero performs. They don't just keep you alive, they let you do more while staying alive. The first utility item we'll look at is Oracle. It grants plus 850 hit points, plus 20 physical defense, plus 20 magic defense, and 10% cooldown reduction. But the real power lies in its unique passive, increasing all shield effects and HP regeneration by 30%. That makes Oracle a perfect choice for healer roamers and durable EXP laners like Uranus, Esmeralda, and Yuzhong, heroes who thrive on constant healing and shields. Pick this up and you'll feel your healing effect skyrocket, turning every team fight in your favor. Next on the utility list is Queen's Wings. It gives you plus 750 hit points, plus 30 adaptive attack, 10% cooldown reduction, and 10% spell vamp. A solid mix of durability and extra damage. But the real magic is in its 2 unique passives. First, when your HP drops below 40%, you gain 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds, and every skill's cooldown is instantly reduced by 2 seconds. This life-saving effect can trigger once in every 60 seconds. Second, for every 1% of HP you lose, your damage increases by 0.25%, stacking up to a 15% bonus at low health. The closer you are to the death, the harder you hit. This makes Queen's Wings a dream item for sustain EXP laners and fighter junglers who thrive in extended battles and rely on skill damage, heroes like Terizla, Yuzhong, Alpha, Uranus, and Alucard. Use this item on the right hero and you'll turn every close fight into a comeback moment, a true last stand weapon. Next, let's talk about Immortality, the ultimate late-game insurance policy. It gives you plus 850 heat point and plus 15 physical defense, but everyone knows the real reason you buy it. It's unique passive. When you die in battle, Immortality lets you resurrect after 2.5 seconds, returning with 16% of your max HP and a protective shield that lasts 3 seconds to soak up incoming damage. It's like getting a second life exactly when your team needs you most. The passive has a 210-second cooldown, but here's a trick. In the late game, when death timers are long, you can sell Immortality after its effect triggers, then buy it again once the cooldown has passed. This way, you can keep that resurrection ready for the next critical fight. Because of that, every hero in the game, from fragile marksmen to frontline tanks, can benefit from Immortality when the match goes late. It's the perfect last slot item to increase the utility in late game. Next up is Cursed Helmet, an item that turns your tankiness into a constant source of damage. It provides plus 1,200 hit point and plus 20 magic defense, but its real strength lies in its unique passive. Every second, it deals 1.2% of your max HP as magic damage to nearby enemies. The higher your HP, the more damage you burn into them. And against minions and creeps, this burn damage increases even more based on your level, making it especially effective for tanky junglers and sustain XP laners who rely on bulk and endurance. But there's more. Cursed Helmet has another unique passive. Each time your burn passive damages an enemy, their hybrid defense is reduced by 3 for 3 seconds, up to 3 stacks. That means you can reduce up to 9 hybrid defense at max stacks, making enemies easier to kill not just for you, but for your whole team. In short, it punishes enemies simply for being near you, while softening them up for your allies to finish off. Now the time has finally come to reveal the ways to counter true damage. As you know, true damage ignores all type of defense. There is no physical or magic defense item that can save you from this. But there are 2 items out there which can indirectly counter true damage. Let's start with Twilight Armor. It gives you plus 1,200 hit points and plus 15 physical defense, but its real strength comes from its unique passives. First, any single instance of damage that goes beyond 500 points gets reduced, with the reduction scaling off your max HP. Have a look at this example. You may already know Lesley's enhanced basic attack deals true damage. Here, the dummy without Twilight Armor is taking more damage than the dummy with Twilight Armor. It is because one single shot damage from Lesley exceeded 500 damage, which triggered Twilight Armor's passive, and the total damage was reduced. That's why with Twilight Armor you can counter heroes who deals massive damage in single shot. Even when it is true damage, it still get reduced. This makes it extremely effective against heroes who deal high burst in one hit, like Aldous with his first skill, or Lesley's sniper shot. And on top of that, it has another passive. When your HP drops below 30%, you instantly recover 20% of your max HP. This effect has a 60-second cooldown, but it can be the difference between dying instantly or turning the fight around. Now, Guardian Helmet. This one gives you plus 1,800 hit points, the highest from any single item in the game, plus 20 hit point regeneration. Its unique passive restores 2.5% of your max HP per second when you're out of combat, and even while you're in combat, you still regenerate 0.5% of your max HP every second. What this means is, with Guardian Helmet, you often don't need to recall. Your HP bar fills back up automatically, and because it gives such a massive health pool, you can naturally take more true damage before going down. But there's an important caution. High HP can be a double-edged sword against certain heroes. Tank killers like CC, Valier, Lunox, Carry who deals damage based on your max HP, and heroes who build Demon Hunter Sword or Glowing Wand will actually deal more damage the more HP you have. So before building this item, always look carefully at the enemy lineup and items. In short, Twilight Armor protects you from one-shot burst, Guardian Helmet keeps you constantly topped up, and together, they give you the best indirect way to handle true damage. Finally, the last item we'll cover in the defense category is Winter Crown. At first glance, this looks like a hybrid item. It gives you plus 45 adaptive attack, which means magic heroes get extra magic power, while physical heroes get physical attack, along with plus 400 HP and 5% cooldown reduction. But the real reason you buy this item isn't the stats, it's the active skill called Frozen. When you activate it, your hero becomes frozen, untargetable, and completely immune to damage for 2 seconds. During this time, you can't move or cast new skills, but any abilities you already cast won't be interrupted. Now, let's look at it from a defensive perspective. This ability can literally save your life if you time it right. For example, you can dodge a powerful ultimate, stall while your team comes to back you up, or simply survive long enough for your cooldowns of other skills to reset. In the late game, where every second matters, this can make the difference between defeat and a clutch turnaround. And here's where things get really spicy. You may have seen or heard of the Immortality Winter Crown quick switch trick. Here's how it works. When Immortality triggers, you enter the 2.5-second revive timer before you resurrect. During that short window, you quickly sell Immortality and buy Winter Crown. When you revive, you'll have Winter Crown active and ready, meaning you can instantly press Frozen right after coming back to life, giving yourself a second layer of survival. And yes, you can even do the reverse. Sell Winter Crown and buy Immortality, depending on the situation. This combo, when executed correctly, can frustrate enemies to no end, because instead of killing you once, they suddenly have to deal with you 2, even 3 times. So while Winter Crown isn't a pure defense item, in the stat sense, its active survivability makes it one of the most powerful clutch tools in the game. And that wraps up the defense item guide. We've covered everything from healing reduction with Dominance Ice, to burst protection with Athena's shield, to late game clutch tools like Immortality and Winter Crown. Now here's the truth. Knowing defense items alone won't make you unstoppable. Defense keeps you alive, but to truly dominate the Land of Dawn, you need to combine defense, attack, and magic items in the right way at the right time. So if you really want to become the item god, don't stop here. Go watch the next parts of this series, where I'll break down attack items and magic items in the same depth, and show you how to counter every hero and every situation in Mobile Legends. Because when you understand not just how to survive, but how to fight back, that's when you'll start winning more ranked matches, and that's when your climb truly begins. When the videos are ready, it will appear on your screen. For now, you can also check my other videos to enhance your tools. Thanks for being with Immortal MLBB, and I'll see you in the next one.